All right, let's unpack this.
Okay.
You've sent us a bunch of articles and resources about Icon,
Right.
also known as ICX.
Yeah.
A cryptocurrency focused on connecting different blockchains.
Ah,
Think of it like a universal translator for the blockchain world.
interesting.
We've got articles from cryptocurrency exchanges, news sites,
Okay.
and even Icon's own community website.
Great.
Our mission to figure out what Icon is all about,
Makes sense.
how it works, and why it matters.
I like it.
Here's where it gets really interesting.
Okay.
Icon is not just about trading.
Oh.
It's about building a whole interconnected ecosystem of applications and economies.
Wow.
Intrigued.
Definitely. Yeah.
We thought so.
I'm ready.
So let's start with the basics.
Okay.
What exactly is Icon, and what makes it different from all the other crypto projects out there?
At its core, Icon is a decentralized blockchain platform
Okay.
launched back in 2017
Got it.
by the Icon Foundation, headquartered in South Korea.
Okay.
Their grand vision
Yeah.
to hyper-connect the world.
Okay. Hyperconnect.
Yeah.
Definitely sounds ambitious.
Right.
What does that actually look like in the blockchain world?
Well, imagine a future
Okay.
where different blockchains can seamlessly interact, where a transaction on one chain can trigger an action on another.
Oh, wow.
That's the kind of interoperability Icon is aiming for.
So it's not just about creating another cryptocurrency.
No, not at all.
It's about building the infrastructure for a whole new interconnected ecosystem.
Exactly.
And that brings us to ICX,
Okay.
Icon's native cryptocurrency.
Right.
Think of it as the fuel powering the Icon network.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it.
You use it for transaction fees, participating in governance,
Yeah.
and rewarding those who help secure the network.
Exactly.
So if Icon is the ecosystem,
Yes,
ICX is the energy flowing through it.
I like that analogy.
Now, you mentioned Icon raised a massive $43 million back in 2017 during its initial coin offering.
Right.
What does that tell us about the project's potential,
That's a good question.
especially in those early Wild West days of crypto?
That's a really good point.
Yeah,
Back then, the ICO landscape was quite different.
I can imagine.
Raising that amount of money in 2017
Yeah.
definitely suggests a high level of early investor confidence in Icon's vision.
Wow.
It shows they were willing to bet big on this idea of a hyper-connected blockchain future.
And for those who haven't lived through a crypto cycle, that was right before the massive 2017 bull run.
Crazy times.
Pretty crazy to think about.
I know, right?
Okay, so we have the what of Icon.
Okay.
But now let's get into the how.
Sure.
You mentioned something about a unique algorithm
Yes.
that makes all this interoperability possible.
Icon utilizes a delegated proof of contribution consensus algorithm,
Okay.
also known as DPCOC.
DPOC?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a variation of delegated proof of stake,
Got it.
or DPoS.
DPoS.
Yeah. Considered more efficient, and some would argue more democratic
Okay.
than traditional proof of stake.
Okay, hold on a second.
Sure.
I know we have some listeners who are deep into blockchain,
Of course.
but for those who are still wrapping their heads around the basics,
Yeah,
can you break down what DCOC means
absolutely.
and why it's important for Icon?
Imagine like electing representatives
Okay.
for a blockchain.
Okay.
As an ICX holder, you have voting power
Got it.
proportional to the amount of ICX you own.
Okay.
You vote for validators.
Validators. Yeah.
Responsible for verifying transactions and securing the network.
So it's like a representative democracy.
Exactly.
But instead of voting for politicians, you're voting for who gets to maintain the blockchain.
Exactly.
And the more ICX you stake,
Yes.
the more influence you have in choosing those validators.
That's right.
This system is thought to be more efficient because it streamlines decision-making. It can also be seen as more democratic because it gives individuals a direct say in how the network operates.
Exactly.
That's fascinating.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So this DPoC system is what helps Icon process transactions quickly
Yes.
and securely connect those different blockchains.
Precisely.
And there's another key piece of the puzzle,
Wow.
the underlying technology called loop chain,
Yes.
which uses a sophisticated loop fault tolerance algorithm.
Right.
It's designed to be super efficient, processing large volumes of transactions, and facilitating smooth communication between different blockchains.
Exactly.
So if DPC is the decision-making brain, Loopchain is the powerful engine that keeps everything running smoothly.
A great analogy.
These combined technological innovations are what allow ICON to aim for that level of hyperconnectivity we talked about earlier.
That's exactly right.
All right, I'm getting a much clearer picture now.
Good.
But before we go any further, I'm curious about the people behind this ambitious vision. Who dreamed up ICON?
The mind behind ICON is Min Kim.
Min Kim.
Yeah, a South Korean tech entrepreneur with a background in e-commerce and fintech.
Interesting.
He's known for pushing boundaries and disrupting traditional systems. So it's no surprise he's leading the charge in the blockchain space.
So he's got the entrepreneurial drive and the tech vision to potentially make this happen.
Exactly.
What about the ICON Foundation you mentioned earlier?
Right.
What role do they play in all of this?
They're essentially the backbone of the ICON project. They're responsible for developing and promoting the platform, building partnerships, funding projects, and nurturing the overall ICON ecosystem.
So they're not just building the tech, they're building the community and fostering the adoption needed for ICON to thrive.
That's a great way to put it.
This all sounds super promising.
I think so.
But let's get down to brass tacks.
Sure.
Why should the average person care about ICON? What makes it stand out from the thousands of other cryptocurrencies out there?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Yeah.
ICON's biggest selling point is its focus on interoperability. It aims to solve one of those significant challenges in the blockchain world. The lack of communication between different chains. If successful, ICON could unlock a wave of innovation and collaboration.
Wow.
Leading to new decentralized applications and services we haven't even imagined yet.
So it's about more than just the price of ICX.
Absolutely.
It's about the potential for a more interconnected and decentralized future.
Exactly. ICON is trying to build a foundation for a future. Where different blockchains can seamlessly work together, exchanging information and value freely.
That's a pretty powerful concept.
It is, isn't it?
But I think our listener is also wondering about the practicality of all of this. Sure.
What are some real-world applications of ICON that demonstrate its potential beyond the theoretical?
That's a great question. One of the most exciting areas is data storage and security. For example, ICON's technology is already being used for storing medical records.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
In a secure and decentralized way.
That's incredible.
Imagine a world where you control access to your health data.
That's a game changer for healthcare privacy and data control.
Exactly.
What are some other areas where ICON's technology is being applied?
Another fascinating area is the development of decentralized economies. Imagine supply chains managed on a blockchain.
Wow.
Voting systems that are more secure and transparent.
That's amazing.
Even digital identity solutions.
Oh, wow.
Built on ICON's platform. The possibilities are incredibly vast.
I can definitely see why people are excited about ICON's potential.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting.
But for someone who's completely new to this and wants to get involved,
how do they actually get their hands on some ICX?
Well, there are a number of cryptocurrency exchanges where you can buy ICX.
Got it.
Including Uphold, Kraken, KuCoin, Binance, and Gate.io. But as with any cryptocurrency, it's important to do your research before diving in.
Good point. And are there any other things to keep in mind when it comes to buying ICX?
One thing to remember is that some exchanges have geographic restrictions.
Oh, right.
So you want to make sure you choose one that's available in your region.
Got it.
And as always, it's crucial to understand the risks involved.
Of course.
Before investing in any cryptocurrency.
For sure.
Prices can be volatile. And it's important to only invest what you can afford to lose.
Solid advice.
Thanks.
Now, we've covered a lot of ground here.
We have.
But this is really just the tip of the iceberg. When it comes to ICON, there's a lot more to explore. And we've got some intriguing details from the research you sent.
Oh, good.
That I want to delve into.
I'm ready.
Before we get into those specifics, let's take a quick step back and reflect on what we've learned so far. What are some of the key takeaways that really stand out to you about ICON based on everything we've discussed?
I think the most crucial takeaway is the sheer scale of ICON's ambition.
Okay.
They're not just building another blockchain. Right. They're trying to create an interconnected ecosystem where different blockchains can seamlessly interact.
Yeah.
That's a monumental task.
It is.
But if they succeed, it could fundamentally change the way we think about and use blockchain technology.
It's definitely a bold vision.
It is.
And what about the technology itself?
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the DPC consensus algorithm and the loop chain technology that powers ICON?
Those are undoubtedly impressive innovations.
Okay.
The DPC algorithm is designed for efficiency and arguably offers a more democratic approach to governance.
Okay.
While loop chain provides the speed and scalability necessary to handle a large volume of transactions.
Okay.
These technological advancements are what make ICON's vision of hyperconnectivity a real possibility.
Right. They're not just talking the talk.
Yeah.
They're building the tech to walk the walk.
Exactly.
And what about the team behind ICON? Do you think they have the experience and expertise to pull this off?
Min Kim and the ICON Foundation have a proven track record of innovation and disruption.
Right.
They've assembled a talented team of developers and engineers.
Okay.
And they've secured significant funding and partnerships.
Wow.
They're certainly not lacking in ambition or resources.
So they've got the vision, the tech, and the team.
Yeah.
But what about the real-world impact? Do you think ICON has the potential to truly make a difference?
That's the question that ultimately determines the success of any blockchain project.
Based on what we've seen.
Yeah.
ICON is already making strides in areas like data security and decentralized economies.
Okay.
Whether they can fully realize their vision of a hyper-connected world remains to be seen.
Right.
But they're undoubtedly a project worth watching closely.
All right, before we move on to those juicy details you mentioned, there's one more thing I want to touch on.
Sure.
You mentioned that ICON allows for the issuance of tokenized assets.
Yes.
Using their unique IRC-16 token standard. Now, I'm not sure how our listener feels about tokenized real estate.
Right.
But that sounds pretty wild to me.
It is pretty wild.
What are the potential implications of that kind of innovation?
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And it speaks to the truly transformative potential of ICON.
Really?
Imagine a world where owning a piece of real estate is as simple as holding a token on a blockchain.
Yeah.
That could revolutionize the real estate market, making it more accessible, transparent,
and liquid.
It's mind-blowing to think about how blockchain could disrupt such a traditional industry.
It really is.
And tokenized real estate is just one example of the endless possibilities that ICON's technology could unlock.
It's just the beginning.
All right, I'm ready to get into those specific details you mentioned.
Okay.
What are some of the things that really jumped out at you from all this research?
There are quite a few things.
Okay.
But I think we should start with ICON's involvement in South Korea's digital driver's license system.
Oh, wow.
They're working with the South Korean government to put driver's licenses on the blockchain.
That's incredible.
Yeah.
It seems like blockchain is slowly creeping into our everyday lives.
It is.
Even if we don't always realize it.
That's right.
And this is a great example of how blockchain can be used to make important processes more efficient and secure. Instead of carrying around a physical card, imagine having a digital driver's license securely stored on your phone, verified through the ICON blockchain.
That's the idea.
That's so futuristic.
It is, isn't it?
But it makes you wonder.
Yeah.
If a government is comfortable enough to put something as official as driver's licenses on a blockchain, that says a lot about their trust in the technology.
It really does.
What other real-world implementations caught your eye?
There's also ICON Loop.
ICON Loop?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're a technical partner.
Got it.
Who are working with the Seoul Metropolitan Government.
Okay.
On a system for citizen participation and voting.
Wow.
Using blockchain.
Blockchain-based voting.
Yeah.
That could potentially revolutionize how we participate in democracy.
Exactly.
It could make voting more secure, transparent, and accessible.
That's the goal.
This kind of project shows that ICON is being taken seriously.
It does.
By major institutions and governments.
Absolutely.
It's one thing to have a cool idea, but it's another to actually have it implemented and used in the real world.
For sure.
Especially by a government entity.
Yeah, that's a big deal.
This definitely adds some weight to ICON's claims of being more than just hype.
Absolutely.
It speaks volumes about the practicality and potential of their technology.
It really does.
Now, I know we talked about ICX.
Yeah.
and how it's used within the ICON ecosystem.
Right.
But what about for someone who's looking at it purely from an investment standpoint?
Yeah.
We all know the crypto market can be a wild ride.
It can be, yeah.
So what are some of the things to consider when it comes to ICX's price potential?
Well, like most cryptocurrencies, ICX has had its fair share of ups and downs.
Right.
It hit an all-time high of over $12.
Wow.
Back in 2018.
Okay.
But it's also seen lows of just a few cents.
So it's definitely not for the faint of heart.
No.
It sounds like volatility is just part of the game in the crypto world.
It is.
And it's crucial to remember that past performance is never a guarantee of future results.
Exactly.
Investing in any cryptocurrency carries inherent risks. And it's important to do your due diligence.
For sure.
And only invest what you can afford to lose.
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Never invest more than you're willing to lose.
Right.
Especially in a market as volatile as crypto.
That's right.
But for those who believe in ICON's long-term vision and potential, there might be some interesting opportunities, right?
Potentially, yes.
Okay.
If ICON continues to build out its ecosystem and gain wider adoption, we could see positive price movements in the future.
Okay.
But again, it's all speculation.
Right.
No one has a crystal ball.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Now, aside from buying and holding ICX, what are some other ways to engage with the ICON ecosystem?
One option is staking your ICX.
Staking, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
This allows you to earn passive rewards and participate in the network's governance. Remember how we discussed the DPoC system?
Right, that whole representative democracy thing for the blockchain.
Exactly.
Okay.
By staking your ICX, you have a voice in how the network evolves.
Okay.
And can actively contribute to its development.
So it's like being a shareholder in a company.
You could say that.
But for a blockchain,
Yeah.
you're not just passively holding a token.
Right.
You're actively participating in its future.
Precisely.
And this level of community involvement is something that ICON emphasizes quite strongly.
They do.
Speaking of community, we also came across some information about ICON's contribution proposal system.
Right.
Or CPS.
CPS.
Okay.
Yeah.
What exactly is that? And how does it tie into this idea of community involvement?
The CPS is essentially a decentralized grant program.
Okay.
Where anyone can submit proposals for projects that could benefit the ICON ecosystem.
So anyone?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the community then votes on which proposals receive funding from the ICON Foundation.
That's amazing.
It's a cool system.
It's like a community-driven incubator for ICON-related projects.
Yeah, that's a good way to think about it.
So if you have a brilliant idea for a DApp or any other project that could enhance the ICON network, you have the opportunity to pitch it.
Exactly.
And potentially get funding from the community.
That's exactly right.
It's a fantastic example of how ICON is empowering its community to actively shape the future of the platform.
I agree.
It seems like community involvement is a recurring theme with ICON.
It is.
They're really putting their money where their mouth is when it comes to decentralization and empowering their users.
I think so.
Okay, we've talked a lot about the potential upsides and possibilities.
Right.
But let's get real for a second.
Okay.
What are some of the challenges or potential downsides that ICON might face as it moves forward?
That's a very important question.
Yeah.
While ICON has a lot going for it, they're not without challenges.
Right.
The blockchain space is incredibly competitive.
Yeah.
With new projects popping up all the time.
Right. It's not exactly a walk in the park out there in the crypto Wild West.
Exactly.
Huh.
ICON needs to continue innovating and delivering on its promises to stay ahead of the curve.
Right.
One challenge they might face is attracting developers. Build on their platform.
So it's not enough to have a great platform.
No, not.
You need to have people building on top of it.
Exactly.
To create those killer applications that everyone wants to use.
That's right.
Developer adoption is crucial for any blockchain platform to succeed. Another challenge is achieving widespread adoption of ICX and integrating it into real-world use cases.
Yeah.
Beyond those early examples we discussed.
For sure.
It makes sense.
It does.
They need to show that their technology can solve real problems.
Right.
And make a tangible difference in people's lives.
That's the key.
And they need to do it in a way that's user-friendly and accessible to the average person.
Yeah.
Mass adoption is the ultimate goal for any blockchain project.
It is.
And that's often easier said than done.
For sure.
I agree. It's not just about the tech.
Right.
It's about creating a seamless and intuitive user experience.
Exactly.
And speaking of tech, we briefly touched on LoopChain and its loop fault tolerance algorithm earlier.
Right.
Can we delve a little deeper into that?
Sure.
What makes this technology so special?
As we mentioned, LoopChain is the engine that powers ICON's interoperability.
Okay.
It's designed to be highly efficient and resilient.
Okay.
Thanks to its unique loop fault tolerance algorithm.
Okay, but let's break that down for our listeners who aren't blockchain engineers.
Oh, sure.
What does loop fault tolerance mean in practical terms?
Imagine a network where even if some parts fail, the system keeps running smoothly.
Oh.
That's the essence of loop fault tolerance. It ensures that ICON can handle a large volume of transactions without interruption.
Got it.
Even if some nodes in the network experience issues.
So it's all about reliability and stability.
Exactly.
And this is crucial.
It is.
For any platform aiming to handle real-world applications and transactions, imagine a system for processing financial transactions or managing sensitive data that's constantly crashing or experiencing downtime.
That wouldn't be good.
That wouldn't be very reliable, would it?
No, not at all.
It sounds like loop fault tolerance is one of the key ingredients.
It is.
That allows ICON to aim for that level of hyperconnectivity we talked about earlier.
That's right.
It's the foundation that ensures ICON can handle the complexities of connecting different blockchains and processing transactions smoothly.
Exactly.
All right, so LoopChain is the engine.
Okay.
And DPulse is the steering wheel.
I like it.
Guiding the direction of the ICON ecosystem.
Yeah.
It seems like they've really thought through the technical aspects
of their platform.
For sure.
But I think it's time to bring this back to our listener.
Okay.
We've explored a lot about ICON.
We have.
From its ambitious vision to its technical underpinnings and real-world implementations. What does it all mean for someone who's just starting to learn about this project?
I'd say the most important thing to remember is that ICON is more than just another cryptocurrency.
Okay.
It's trying to solve a fundamental problem in the blockchain world.
Right.
The lack of interoperability between different chains.
And they're doing it in a way that's quite unique and ambitious.
They are.
They're building a platform that can not only connect different blockchains, but also facilitate the development of a vast ecosystem.
Yes.
Of decentralized applications and services.
That's right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what makes ICON so intriguing.
I agree.
It has the potential to change the way we think about and use blockchain technology in a very profound way.
I think so.
Okay, we've talked about the tech.
The team and the potential.
Right.
But what about the risks? We can't ignore the fact that the crypto market is notoriously volatile and unpredictable.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
The price of ICX, like any cryptocurrency, is subject to market fluctuations.
Right.
And can be influenced by a wide range of factors.
Right.
So while the potential rewards might be high, the risks are also significant.
Exactly.
It's important for anyone considering investing in ICX or any other cryptocurrency to do their own research.
Of course.
Understand the risks involved.
Right.
And only invest what they can afford to lose.
Solid advice.
Thanks.
Now, I'm curious to hear about any specific details from the research that really stood out to you. Yeah. What are some of the things that caught your eye?
Well, one thing that I found fascinating was ICON's integration with Chainlink.
Oh, yeah, Chainlink. Yeah. I remember reading about that.
It's a pretty big deal, especially for anyone interested in decentralized finance.
Right.
Or DeFi.
DeFi.
Yeah. Chainlink is all about bringing real-world data onto the blockchain, right?
Right.
It acts as a bridge between smart contracts
and
real-world information.
Got it.
And this integration opens up a ton of possibilities for ICON-based dApps.
So we're talking about things like decentralized insurance, prediction markets, more complex financial instruments, all powered by reliable real-world data fed into the ICON ecosystem through Chainlink.
You got it.
This is a major step for ICON.
It is.
In becoming a serious player in the DeFi space.
I agree.
I can see why that's exciting.
Yeah.
So from a user's perspective, this means even more potential applications and services built on ICON, leveraging real-world data in innovative ways.
Absolutely.
And speaking of expanding possibilities, one thing that stood out to me was how ICX can be used for more than just trading. We touched on staking earlier, but I'm curious to learn more about how that works in practice.
Sure.
Okay.
Staking is a great way to participate in the ICON network.
Okay.
And earn rewards for supporting its security.
Okay.
Essentially, you're locking up a portion of your ICX.
Got it.
To help validate transactions and secure the network.
Okay, so it's like you're putting your ICX to work.
Exactly.
Instead of just letting it sit idle in your wallet.
That's a good way to think about it.
Precisely.
And in return for contributing to the network's security, you earn rewards in the form of additional ICX.
So you're not only supporting the network, but also potentially growing your ICX holdings over time.
Exactly.
That's a pretty sweet deal.
It is.
And there's another benefit to staking.
Oh.
You get to participate in ICON's governance.
That's right.
Remember those validators we talked about earlier?
Yes.
The ones elected through that DPP system.
Exactly.
Well, by staking your ICX, you gain voting power.
That's right.
And can influence which validators get chosen to secure the network and participate in its decision-making processes.
Exactly.
So it's like you're becoming an active citizen of the ICON ecosystem.
Yeah, I like that.
Not just a passive observer.
Right.
That's pretty cool.
It is.
And it aligns with ICON's overall philosophy of decentralization and community involvement.
For sure.
They want users to have a real say in how the network evolves.
I agree.
Okay, I think we've given our listener a pretty comprehensive overview of ICON.
We have.
We've covered a lot of ground.
A lot of ground.
Yeah. From its vision and technology to its real-world applications and potential investment opportunities.
Right.
But before we wrap up,
sure,
I want to get your overall assessment based on everything we've discussed. Do you think ICON has what it takes to achieve its ambitious goals?
That's the question everyone wants answered.
It is.
But it's not an easy one.
I know, right?
ICON is undoubtedly a compelling project.
Okay.
With a lot of potential. They have a strong team.
Yeah.
A solid technological foundation.
Right.
And they're making progress in terms of real-world adoption. Yeah.
But there's always a but in the crypto world, right?
Right. Yeah. The blockchain space is incredibly dynamic and competitive.
It is.
New projects are emerging all the time.
Right.
And the landscape can change quickly.
Yeah, for sure.
Whether ICON can achieve its goal of becoming the leading platform for interoperability remains to be seen.
So it's a wait-and-see game?
In many ways, yes.
Okay.
But that's what makes the crypto space so exciting.
I agree.
It's constantly evolving.
Yeah.
And there's always something new to discover.
I agree.
Yeah.
And speaking of discovering, is there anything else from the research that you'd like to highlight before we wrap up?
You know what I find most intriguing about ICON? Is not just the technology itself, but the potential impact it could have on a global scale.
Okay. I'm listening.
Yeah.
Tell me more about this global impact.
Imagine a world where different blockchain networks can seamlessly connect and interact.
Okay.
A world where data can flow freely and securely across borders.
Right.
Where businesses can operate more efficiently.
Yeah.
And where individuals have greater control over their own data and digital identities.
Okay.
That's the kind of future ICON is working towards.
It's almost like breaking down the digital walls that separate different countries and communities.
Yeah.
It's a very idealistic vision.
It is idealistic.
Yeah.
But that's what makes it so compelling.
Okay.
Technology has the power to connect us in ways we never thought possible.
Right.
And ICON is at the forefront of exploring those possibilities.
It's exciting to think about.
It is.
But it also makes you realize the challenges involved.
For sure.
We're talking about bridging not just technological gaps, but also cultural and political divides. It's a complex undertaking.
It is.
And there will undoubtedly be hurdles along the way.
Right.
But the potential rewards are immense.
Yeah.
And that's what drives projects like ICON to push forward.
I agree.
Okay, well, I think we've explored just about every facet of ICON.
I think so.
From its technical intricacies to its grand vision for the future.
Yeah.
As we wrap up this deep dive, what's the one key takeaway you'd like our listener to remember about ICON?
I think the most important thing to understand is that ICON is more than just a cryptocurrency or a blockchain platform.
Okay.
It represents a vision for a more interconnected and decentralized future.
Right.
A future where information and value can flow freely across borders.
Yeah.
Empowering individuals and communities around the world.
It's a powerful vision.
It is.
And one that's worth exploring further.
I agree.
To our listener who's been on this deep dive with us, we hope you've enjoyed this exploration of ICON.
I hope so.
We encourage you to continue researching, stay curious.
Yeah. And don't be afraid to challenge your own assumptions.
Good advice.
The world of blockchain is constantly evolving.
It is.
And there's always something new to learn.
For sure.
And who knows?
Yeah.
Maybe you'll even be inspired to contribute to this exciting and rapidly changing space.
I hope so.
Until next time.
Okay.
Keep learning, keep exploring.
Yeah.
And keep diving deep.
That's good.
And remember, the future of blockchain is what we make it.
Well said.